Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Wolfgang. This is a documentary, it's a biographical documentary about Wolfgang Puck. If you don't know who he is, he's a celebrity chef. In fact, he might very well have been the very first celebrity chef. There's a Food Network now, and there's all sorts of cooking shows and baking shows and all sorts of people doing stuff. Okay, wait a minute. I mean, Julia Child was doing this before him. But I guess she was a cook. I guess he's a cook. I don't know. They do mention her in this, and there have been a number of other people who've been cooking, but they didn't have the kind of wide range. At least Julia Child didn't necessarily have. I don't think she had a restaurant, like a major restaurant like Spago in Los Angeles here in Hollywood, where people would go. Celebrities left and right would just be packing the place every night for hours on end. And yeah, it was the place to be. Well, we get to learn a little bit about how he got to that point and where he went since then. Obviously, if you know who he hasn't gone anywhere. But his life has evolved incredibly over the years, and this was what the kind of the goal is to share with everybody here through this 2021 documentary. It is an hour and 20 minutes long, and yeah, it follows him in his childhood through in Austria. It's rough childhood, and you get to see where he got his love of cooking, and it's pretty much standard by the book kind of stuff. To me, I mean, he's a very, he seems like a really great guy. He seems like a really enthusiastic guy who loves what he does. So I have no problem with that. He sounds great. I would love to eat his food someday, like cooked by him and his team directly. Because I mean, there's Wolfgang Puck's restaurants everywhere now. You can even get frozen food with his name on it. In fact, there's like I've seen, I don't know where I saw it, but there's like Wolfgang Express, like in an airport, or like I don't know. I thought I saw some in Tokyo, in a video I saw. I don't know. Anyway, his food is everywhere. It has his signature style. In fact, he is kind of what's seen as the creator of California cuisine. As an Austrian man, comes to California and essentially establishes California cuisine, which is honestly technically started with him adding pizza to the menu in a fancy schmancy restaurant. Yeah, that's a very broken down version of it, a very stripped down version of how that all started. The documentary does it a whole lot better than I can, so I'm just paraphrasing. But he went through a lot of stuff, and he had got married and had kids and worked too much, and so yeah, I'm not gonna give away the whole thing, but this is a pretty glowing biography. He's very much all over this thing. It follows him directly. It's not like, oh, he's dead and let's do a documentary about him now. Like his wife, his ex-wife, his sister, celebrities all over the place that helped, that have enjoyed his food and helped him get him where he is. The thing is, I mean, I remember seeing him when I was much younger, like on the David Letterman show all the time, and that's one of the first celebrities you see in this is David introducing Wolfgang Puck, and he's so young. I mean, we all were so young back then, but it took me a minute to realize, wait, that's the same guy when they showed that guy right there. So it's interesting. So yeah, I say if you're into cooking, if you're into having a dream and following it through kind of thing, yeah, you'll probably get a kick out of this. I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you love his food. It's worth checking out how he got to where he is today, and how his life is going by sort of breaking rules. And I know everything I'm saying here pretty much sounds incredibly cliche, because that's when you're writing out the main structure of a biographical documentary about somebody who's alive and also really involved in the project. Well, it's not going to be, you're not going to look like a jerk for the most part. There's little moments where he shows that he's He wasn't perfect, but yeah, it's fairly glowing and it's inspirational too. But yeah, I mean, I honestly I probably would have never watched this if this had not come up randomly. It's just not my thing. I don't watch the Food Network. I don't watch the baking stuff. I am familiar with food and I enjoy food and I would probably really enjoy his food. But yeah, I mean, I maybe I would have watched this. I would have sought this out after I'd eaten something he made, like personally, and I would have been like, well, now I ought to know who this guy is, what he's all about, where he came from. Well, that's what this'll do. So if you've already had his food, if you've already been to his restaurant in L.A., New York, Las Vegas, anywhere around the world, wherever, or even ate a frozen pizza with its name on it, might get a kick out of this. Yeah, I was gonna grab the tablet to pick tomorrow's episode, but it's already picked for us. It's a day late. It got bumped back, but when it's a Marvel thing, you know it's gonna be something I'm gonna watch on the moment it becomes available at midnight later tonight. So here we go. We're going to be watching She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, brand new live-action comedy series. Yes, Marvel's going to do a straight-up comedy, and Deadpool's not the only person talking to the audience these days. So, yeah. So this is actually an element that She-Hulk's been doing it longer than Deadpool. Let's just say that. Anyway, Tatiana Maslany and so many others. Tim Roth and Mark Ruffalo, everybody's in this, plus probably a few surprises if you saw the trailer. Well, that's what we're going to be watching tomorrow. She-Hulk, Attorney at Law on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.